Bonjour Afolake.
Bonjour Nan.
Comment ça va?
Ça va très bien. Et toi Robert?
Très bien. It's Thursday. Throwback
C'est
Thursday.
jeudi, oui. Hein.
Can't wait for tomorrow.
Super. So,
What do we have today?
Today I'll be doing updates on travel and tourism across the continent. And I have the first on my list has to do with 3 countries, Uganda, Rwanda, and Kenya, who have agreed to jointly promote and market tourist destinations in their various countries as a follow-up to an agreement to have a single tourist visa. Under the new arrangements, the 3 countries will be showcasing tourism destination in their various countries and encouraging tourists to visit them. The joint marketing initiative began at the World Travel Market Expo that took place earlier this week in London. And now to Kenya. Kenyans have they received 18% more tourists with improved security. Kenya received about 100,000 more tourists in the period ending towards the ending of September 2016 compared to a similar period last year, as improved security and intensified marketing of the country as a tourist destination paid off. Some 655,000 tourists visited Kenya through its main airports, that is the Jomo Kenyatta International Airport in Nairobi and the Moi International Airport in Mombasa. In the first 3 quarters, up to 555,000 in 2015. Latest figures from the Kenya Tourism Board showed earlier on Monday. Now, the increased tourist arrival, which is up by 8%, is good news to the sector that has initially was on its knees following the persistent attacks from the Somali militant group Al-Shabaab. To fight terrorism, Kenya had to set aside some 2.9 billion US dollars on security investments to improve internal security, a measure that has led to peace, and launch an initiative to law charter services. And now to wildlife. Saving elephants is no game, says Prince William. Sensitive, intelligent, caring elephants are one of the world's most enigmatic creatures, which is an enormous ivory trade means that there's a very huge chance that African elephants could be heading towards extinction in the next 2 decades. In an impassionate speech given in London in September, Prince William warned that unless a drastic measure is taken, they could disappear when his daughter, Princess Charlotte, will be 25. A new feature-length documentary, The Ivory Game, brings a new urgency to that topic. And now towards the northern part of Africa, an African capital, Luxor, has been named 2016 World Tourism Capital. After 5 years of political turmoil, Egyptians hope for a strong recovery of the tourism sector, especially after the Upper Egypt city of Luxor was chosen by the United Nations World Tourism Organization as 2016 World Tourism Capital. In late October, Luxor hosted a 2-day meeting of UNWTO Executive Council attended by some 170 executives from about 50 different countries and about 11 tourist officials. Despite tourism decline, I beg your pardon, security issues resulting from the past few years of political turmoil, Luxor, a city steeped in history, still looks bright as ever with its, of course, with the ancient antiquities and monuments, such as the famous Karnak temple constructed by the pharaohs some 3,500 years ago. And a trip to Mars. A trip to Mars, yes, a trip to Mars is not an exaggeration. It's a real progress in the commercial space exploration and space tourism experts says. It's increasingly becoming a possibility that people might actually be able to travel to on vacation on Mars. There is a progress in the area of commercial space exploration and space tourism, and the economic incentive is quite significant. There have already been a select few ordinary people who could afford to spend time in the low Earth orbit. And Shelley Bruswick, the Chief Operating Officer of the Colorado-based Space Foundation, who was one of the speakers of the recently concluded 18th Global Women Leadership Economic Forum held in Dubai, said that the Canadian-American business tycoon Elon Musk initiative to take people to Mars is not an exaggeration. Thinking of going to Mars?
Oh, not anytime soon, not for me.
Me too. But I'd love to, though, because I just want to get away from the politics of the world.
C'est vrai.
Maybe most Africans would think of that too. Most of Africans actually prefer to go to probably
But
Europe, America.
actually-
Oui, des
Actually-
destinations traditionnelles, on va dire.
After yesterday, I realized that the ideology that people have that African politics is really bad. It's not. It's one of the best.
Je ne dirais pas ça non plus, Robert. Enfin, merci.
I'll not comment on that. Thank you very much.